Well, you said you have your like social economic bubble. Let's say you see that as a problem potentially. Would you want to crack out of that bubble?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
uh,
I'm not going to
Not-
interact with muggles,
Muggle.
the dirt people.
How environments or an environment shape your personality. So growing up, you're in an environment that's you have no control over, and it shaped your personality in some way or form. And at some point you grow up and you change your environment, and that also shapes or molds your personality in a different way. So yeah, the question is, how did the environment you were in as a child form your personality, and how did your personality change because of the new environment you're currently in, or you've been currently experiencing? Snow. Go.
Good luck with that.
Not a lot of myself change. I think friends influence, teachers. Not good at English, I guess that's how I grew up. But yeah, a lot of friends influence.
But
Mom and dad divorced, that changed me a lot, and tried to like survive on my own. Starts from there. I start to think more adult stuff, and yeah, basically I changed so much from there until now. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing though, but yeah.
yeah. So before your divorce, before your parents divorcing, was the
Yeah,
environment
before his divorce.
you were in was the environment you were in like harsh or normal, happy, sad? I don't know. Yeah.
Kind of toxic of like my parents fight all the time, but I used to like in like my subconscious side, so I ignore all of them and focus on my school and stuff. So it's just a toxic childhood back then. But I still have like a really good childhood with my little brother every now and then until now as well.
Okay. And did you?
Yeah,
Because of the.
this is a heavy topic. Holy shit.
Did the? Do you notice now that the bad stuff from the environment in your past brought with like gave you a bad personality trait?
It's still, but with the amount of time I got my own technology, I surround myself with positive people a lot. I change over time. I become gay. I become like fucking bi. It's so much change.
I think sex isn't the solution, so.
Okay. And what about the environment now? How is the environment now affecting your personality?
Pretty terrifying.
Oof.
How should I explain this? Because I'm not used to what I'm doing back then. Usually, back then I was just on the phone, play games, and just go do work for like another 24 hours. And then when got in contact with people like work and just office work kind of stuff, they don't do physical work. It's tough to get into their lifestyle. It's like I'm catching up upon them all the time. It's like they're
Wait,
it's
did
just
you do
something
office work
getting
now?
used to mostly.
Wait, did you do office work before?
No. I did last year, yeah.
Okay.
Last year, early on 2021 until 2022, yeah. But then I stopped, and then I start working physical work again. Because I
just
feel
stopped
like
doing office work, man.
I stopped because the project's finished and they need like another year to continue a new project. It's a hassle to wait for their orders, and they probably found someone that have more certificate than me. And for me, in that perspective, it's really hard or like higher chance for me to get an office work again. It's like up here, so it's really hard. But yeah, growing up right now, currently, it's just catching up on everyone that I know in real life. And then online is just, if I do this, no one will care, or somebody will ask this, and that's it. But yeah,
Okay. And
I'm just more worried. Yeah.
and the catching up. So like all the new info you're getting, do you think it's a positive thing?
For me, yes, because I know that I rather learn something or do something rather than doing nothing, sitting at home and just sleep and play games all alone. Like,
Yeah.
I know that I need to go outside and first of all, but I just don't really
online
like
more
to
than
stay
I
at
am.
home much. The idea,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. What about you, Frosty? How was your environment in the past?
It was good. It's still good. I got nothing to complain about. Look, parents are fine. We're relatively well off. I'm still relatively well off.
Okay, but
Yeah, I don't know.
how did the environment in the past compared to the environment now change you? Or if it did change you? And change your personality, that is.
I don't know, man.
I don't-
I've never gone through like family's never gone through any sort of trauma or anything, right? Like we've been relatively lucky and relatively sort of well off, and so we've always just been, you know, we've never wanted for anything basically. So I grew up in I'm going to use the term a post-scarcity household, which is a strange term. But it's true, and we've never had to want for anything, so I guess I can be a little bit laissez-faire with money, right? And my value in terms of how much things cost and how much they're worth to me is a little bit different from, I guess, a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
It's just because, I grew up with quite a lot of it, so it is what it is.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not necessarily something bad should have happened in your past to... So, for example, even if you're well off, your family might have created a bubble surrounding you where now you're outside of the bubble, let's say. So that's the kind of potential environment you could have been in.
No, I mean, not really. My family, we're well off, and so we're shielded in a sort of bubble, right? A socio-economical bubble, right? Obviously. But I was sent to the UK, and when I lived in the UK by myself, it was very different. Still, was more or less shielded by some form of socio-economic bubble, right? I still had enough money to do whatever it is I wanted to do, so that was never a concern. So I don't know. I don't think my upbringing had too much trauma that's performed my personality. I think if anything, I became more cynical because I sort of faded a little bit from religion, mostly just because I realized I wasn't convinced by the amount of evidence that was presented.
Yeah.
But there's nothing serious, nothing too important with my upbringing that caused what I am. Outside of, I guess technically you could say because I never had to want for anything. I never focused too hard on what specifically I wanted to do, right? Which is why I did a course at university and sort of masters on my interests more than a practical course like business or on-site. That's sort of it.
Yeah. You said you became more cynical because of religion, but
Because of religion, yeah. Well, okay, as I grew older, I also became more cynical. But I think that was a natural path for me, right? I think the world itself has become a little bit more cynical as well, right? All the companies that I used to look up to are now all evil, right? Bethesda, right? Ubisoft, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Right? Even Valve, to a lesser extent, right? Remember when Steam only had good games? And then there were basically no crap games. Yeah. Even Valve, man. Even Gaben.
But look, they're putting systems that.
So yeah, I don't know.
Okay, let's say if you want to. Well, you said you have your like social economic bubble. So
yeah.
Let's say you want to. Let's say you see that as a problem potentially. Would you want to crack out of that bubble?
I don't.
You don't?
No. I'm looking to interact with muggles.
Muggles.
The dirt people.
You can watch a documentary.
Yeah, I'll watch a documentary about how horrible their living conditions are. While I sit back and like have my maid do my laundry, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I think exposing myself to people from different social backgrounds, like, you know, people here, I know vrchat and other chat apps is good, right? It allows me to gain a little more perspective on sort of what other people are like, how they live and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's it. That's all there is to it. There's nothing too complicated.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, and in my end, let's see. I was shaped, like I had a pretty good family, but I dealt with some, let's say, health complications. Not me myself, but one of my family members. But other than that, it's a pretty solid family. It was religious, but not in like a hardcore fashion. I say in terms of other families imposing their religions on like the whole family. It was pretty aight. but I guess because of that, and I think that's the strongest factor that affected my personality back then as a child and up to, let's say, high school, where it affected my personality in the sense that there was fear and doubt and, let's see, and just reliance on, well, not myself, and reliance on other people. And because of it, and like after a while, throughout this process, I've been exposing myself to a different kind of environment, in a proxy kind of way, which is like Western media and Western news and all of that, while I was being in this initial environment, let's say. And slowly, let's say, an emerging personality was being propped up throughout this original personality, and it finally cracked around the end of the university years on my end. And from there, I basically mostly shunned the previous environment I was in and exposed myself to a new environment of, let's say the word would be an environment that seeks the truth, let's say. And because of it, because of it, my personality changed in the positive, where there's no fear, there's no doubt. I'm more certain, I'm more action oriented, let's say. And but at the same time, I went through a phase of, like, basically throughout this phase, went from extreme fear and doubt, but it went down to It's okay. Death is fine. Let's go. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I think, yeah, because of just one thing and how strong it was, it affected, it was the main environmental factor of molding my personality, at least initially. And just cracking that thing presented me into
It's like
a new environment. But yeah,
like a main thing that supported you, yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And
thank
then
God for the
when
internet.
that thing is gone, the pillar, yeah.
Yeah, the internet was the
If the
Trojan
pillar
horse.
is gone, then you change a line. You bypassing, yeah.
Yeah, the internet was the Trojan horse to a new environment.